welcome to episode number 14 of Marty's Illegal Stick. We are recording on Wednesday, February 17th, 2021. Like I said last week, we're going to start including the dates for our recordings. It kind of makes everything easier to follow along since we recorded the day before. So anyways, I'm Scott Kimball, your host, and with me today is my father, our co-host, Leo Kimball. How you doing, bud?
Oh, good, Scott. Real good.
We're doing a little something different. We're throwing you off a little bit because we're doing an evening recording here. So,
am I missing my comments game tonight?
No, I think it's past your bedtime, isn't it?
Well, it's getting close.
well, I got a can of Pepsi in front of him. Keep that caffeine going. So. And that other voice you hear is our producer, Dave the Save Warner. How are you?
I'm good.
That's good. And just so everybody knows, joining us a little bit later on for Hockey Hot Takes will be the Emmy Award winning Rich Masucci. He's not quite home yet, so he'll be on later on. So anyways, let's get going. I want to mention first our website, www.martysillegalstick.com. We have a new logo for the Zamboni Time Machine. I love the Zamboni Time Machine. It's like one of my babies, so to speak. And it was made by Francis McDonald. You might recall Francis. He was I talked about him a couple of weeks ago when he sent me the story about the Bobby Hall blade being called a banana. If you recall that, Cape Breton photos, the awesome pictures that he has. He made us a logo for that, and it's up on the website if you want to check that out. It's really cool. And speaking of our website, I got a new feature on there, guys. I'm doing a poll of the week.
I saw that.
Yeah, it's something I just figured, a little interaction. You know what I mean? So what I figured, we'll have a new question up every Monday, and then we'll talk about the results on the show and give the next question on the show, the following show. So this week's question is, will Alex Ovechkin break Wayne Gretzky's all-time goal scored record? To answer that, go to www.martysillegalstick.com and click yes or no and let us know what you think.
I put yes in there just because.
Just because, right?
Yeah,
I figured that was you.
That one vote.
I'd say no.
So anyways, without further ado, I want to bring our guest in for this week. Now, this guy is, I want to give a little background here first. A friend of mine, Dave Dunn, avid hockey fan. He's involved with the Comets. He sent me a request on Facebook to join Barry's group. It's called Rink of Dreams. And I always check check it out first before I click accept, because I'm like, I don't want to, just join anything, So I clicked on Rink of Dreams, and I got to tell you, this is amazing. This really is. I'm so impressed. And I'm not even going to go into the details right now, because I want to bring in the guy who started it all and let him talk about it. So I want to bring in Mr. Barry Shelley. Barry, how are you?
Good. How are you guys doing?
Fantastic.
Top shelf.
And listen, I want to thank you so much for coming on here tonight. So let's get right to the nuts and bolts of things. So how did all this get started?
Well, I grew up in Morris, New York, just down the road from you guys. Mm-hmm. I entered the service. I skated all my life by myself on a little pond at a foot of the hill. No one down here played hockey. And I used to skate down there 3, 4, 5 hours every day. And then I go home to my dad's pickup and listen to the Fort Wayne Comets on Whoa Radio, because that was the only radio station that would come in. I went in the service, and luckily, with all the skating I did by myself, I made the Air Force team, so I got to skate on some of the teams in Saskatchewan, Korea, Italy. Then I came back, moved back to Cooperstown, and I bought a net the very first night we moved in, came up to the attic, and just started shooting goals. And then I was looking around like, God, it would be great to have a rink here. So I painted the floors all like an ice color, put all the lines up. Then I said, well, it needs boards. So I built the boards, and I was going to get plexiglass, but that costs way too much. So I just got some chicken wire and put that around. And then I made these big vinyl banners of old teams like the Slapshot team with Paul Newman.
So like Charlestown Chiefs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Gordie Howe and Hartford Whalers. The old Montreal Canadiens with Toe Blake. And then I have one from a friend I met when I was out in Minot. He let me be a part of their junior hockey team. And I used to tape the games for him. And I have him. He coaches in San Jose now. And I have a big band of his team. And then I just started collecting. Well, I've always collected stuff, but then I became friends with one person, and then once they saw it, they invited someone else, and I started with 4 members. I remember that about 2.5 years ago, and
Wow. So this is
now I
only-
have over 1,200 members, and
Wow.
1,200 members, and I have jerseys, pucks. Here's a trophy. I collect trophies like this. This is a humanitarian award from the Detroit Red Wings. And I have old trophies from the WHA. I have players' trophies that they sent me from all their minor league teams. And leather jackets. Hold on just a second. Here's my favorite. Here's an old Kitchener Ranger leather jacket. Back
Oh,
in the
that is
60s.
awesome.
Yeah. And I have about 25 of these hanging throughout the arena. And then all the hockey movies, I have jerseys signed from Doug Smith from the Goon. George Finn, he was just up this past weekend to play with us from the movie Youngblood. And
The legendary Carl Racky, of course.
yeah, and I slap shot. And behind me, I don't know if you can see it. Anyway, I have the official jersey they wore in Slapshot. James Boland gave to me. And I just collect, and I have probably over 1,500 items up here. Programs, sticks, jerseys, books, whatever.
That
And
is absolutely incredible.
and stuff from the here's something I picked up while I was in Italy. I got the I found this at a pawn shop because whenever I'm out, I'm always looking for something. And this is a watch from the 1972 Summit Series when Paul Henderson scored the goal.
Wow.
And
That
I got
is
that,
awesome.
this in Russia when I was while in the military. And then I've gotten to know a lot of players. Goldie Goldthorpe sent me this autograph.
That is great.
And this jersey I have on, I just got this a couple days ago. You're probably a little too young to remember the Utica Blizzards.
No, sir. I'm a little bit older than you think I am. I haven't taken my hat off yet, so you can't tell how old I am.
He gave me
No hair does it.
Scott Fletchby gave me his official Utica Blizzard jersey, and he has his name on the back. And it's just these guys. I hate getting stuff, but they come up here and see the rink, and every year I hold a reunion for all the guys to come up, and this will be my 4th year now. And out of the blue, I set Blake Sebring. He wrote a lot of books on the Fort Wayne Comets, and I grew up listening to them because, like I said, that was the only station I could pick up. I asked him to sign it, and he sent it back to me from Fort Wayne, all the old time Fort Wayne Comet players signed, including Danny McClain, the great Detroit pitcher. He used to work in PR for them, and Eddie Long, all the great players signed the jacket. I have dozens of old jerseys like that up here. And it's just a way of letting the guys know that they haven't been forgotten about. And
Well, that's absolutely incredible how you actually built that collection. And so I guess the question begs to be asked, do you go to like a lot of these games that are, because I noticed like on the Rink of Dreams Facebook page, we're putting up YouTube videos about the Baltimore Skipjacks. I love those videos, by the way. That was awesome.
Oh.
And so I guess, have you actually made it to a Fort Wayne's Comets game?
I've never been in my life. I've always listened to Bob Chase, who announced the games. He's passed away now, but I've never been. The only games I've been to was every time I came home from the service, I went to the Binghamton Whalers games.
Yep.
When they played, and then when I was stationed up in Utica at Griffiths, I was stationed there for 3 years. I used to play down at Kennedy Arena against many of the guys. I don't know if you ever heard of the Copper City Chiefs.
Yep.
A lot of their players. And some of the Mohawk Valley Stars used to come down and play. And I used to go to the Devils games, the Mohawk Valley Stars games. And now I can get to a couple of the Utica Comic games. But as far as NHL, I've only been to one game my whole life, to an NHL game. But I still love just,
That's awesome. So
just an avid fan.
So I got it. Where was the NHL game?
New York.
New York? I wonder if the Rangers.
Rangers.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Absolutely.
You just made Leo's day. That's
Thank you, sir.
Thank you for your service, right?
Is Leo your dad?
he is.
Do you mind if I go get something to show him? He'd love.
Absolutely. Go right ahead.
Oh,
And
geez.
while he's doing that, I mean, and we're gonna have the video of this up on the Facebook page on the website. Hopefully, Dave.
So we're working on it.
Okay.
We'll see how it comes out.
Okay.
Okay, here I go. Well, when I started the Rink of Dreams, I never made a live broadcast. I hate the way I talk, and I felt uncomfortable talking. I got to know Tom Laidlaw, and he's come on my site a couple times and did half-hour interviews with me, and he's the one that got me to feeling comfortable, and he sent me.
Look at that. There you are.
Wow.
Oh, geez.
Well,
Oh,
that
geez.
is
there you go,
amazing.
Dad.
I have one of them, but it don't have that name on it.
That is awesome.
And I had the New York Rangers. You can't see it, but behind me I had pictures. I got to know Chris Christopoulos. He sent me
Oh, wow, yeah.
Adam Graves. He sent me a signed picture. Steve Baker, I became real good friends with him. He played at Union College down the road in Albany, and he sent me a bunch of stuff. And it's grown. It's
Wow.
grown so much.
Well, and that's just, and you said that it only started about 2.5 years ago, correct?
Mm-hmm.
And you've gone from 4 members, and like you said, you're up to over 1,200.
Yep.
And it's just amazing how fast it's growing. And I was looking through, obviously, some of the members you have on there, and it's astounding just how many former NHLers you have. Referees Paul Stewart, very entertaining conversation. I was looking at that the other day.
Oh yeah,
that was awesome.
Yeah. I grew up watching him when I came home from the service when he played for Binghamton. Yeah.
He's a great guy, and it's really incredible. So the Rink of Dreams itself. Now it looks like obviously it's not in your living room, right?
Yeah. Luckily, no. I'd be divorced right now.
Yeah, that's I try to talk my wife into something similar too, and
he put me up in the attic.
Yeah,
It's up in my
that
attic.
sounds about right. Yep. So the Rink of Dreams Facebook page. Now I know it's a private page, but I mean anybody can really join.
Anyone can come. I had it public, but I had too many people coming on, causing problems. So I just want to keep it private so people can come and appreciate the stories and so forth.
That's really awesome. I got to see this sometime, by the way.
Oh, you have to come down. Yeah, where I'm standing at now, this is the locker room section. It has stalls.
Oh, jeez.
Like this is the Utica stall, and I even have a original seat from the old Clinton Arena. You probably can't see, but
Wow.
and then I have a TV area with a flat screen.
Your
I
dad
have
would want to throw it,
probably
right?
Oh,
thousands of videos in a sitting area, and then behind that is the rink itself. And I have a rink with, like I said, the chicken wire around it, the net, the red light never goes on. I'm a goalie, so the red light never comes on. So,
oh, your nickname's not Red Light, huh?
yeah.
or did you just not plug it in? So let's talk about that Rink of Dreams Winter Classic that you had this weekend down in Cooperstown.
Hmm.
That was, of course I saw the pictures from that, and I would have loved to have come down, but I was working, so I couldn't make it. But that was really, really cool. I guess from what I'm reading, you guys made a little girl's day down there.
Oh, we did, and it was supposed to be on my pond here, but the pond it froze, but it was too rough to skate on, so we went out down to Cooperstown to their rink, and I had George Finn, who played Rocky in the movie Youngblood. He showed up. Chris Sweeney from Boston, he came. John Gillespie, who played for the Johnstown Chiefs and the Utica Blizzard. Rick Sewick, who played for the Mohawk Valley Stars, he came down. Friend of mine, Mark Leo. James Bowen, who was in Slapshot, and he played for the Syracuse Blazers, he came down. Ken Grabdinger, who also played for Utica, he came down. And we just started skating, and then the kids started coming up to us. And once they found out who George was, well, I'd say 75% of the kids didn't see the movie Youngblood or Diamond Slapshot. They're a little too old, young. But this girl, she fell in love with him, and he started passing her the puck back and forth, and I could just see the smile on her face. And and then a little boy, about 8 years old, started coming around, came up, "Sir, could I have your autograph?" I was like, "Oh, never asked me for." And George came by and said, "Yeah, let the kid have some fun, sign it." So I signed it, and all the players down here signed it. And so when I got home, I was thinking about, nice. You probably saw some of the pucks I made up for all the players. And
I did. That's really cool.
Yeah, and I said, well, I wish I would have had one with me I could give to her. So I went on our community Facebook page here in Cooperstown and asked anyone. All I knew was her dad's name was Eric. So I said, we met a little girl who, loved all the players, and her dad's name was Eric. And within a half an hour, I found out who they were. And her mother emailed me last night, and she saw the post, and she said her daughter hasn't stopped talking about it since then. So they're coming back Friday, and they're going to stop up here. And I have some pictures of George while he was in Youngblood. I'm going to give her some Rink of Dreams pucks and pucks of his, and a signed stick, and make her an official member.
That is awesome. So you were talking about like the guys that have played a while back. You guys didn't have old time hockey though, did you? If you know what
Old
I mean.
time? Oh yeah.
Oh, so
yeah,
you didn't put the foil on though, did you?
No, well, no, but there was blood. There was blood on the ice.
Oh,
some guys took some falls, and even I started bleeding. It was a beautiful day, but it was a little cold. And
right.
The only thing I hated, I used to only take me maybe 10, 15 minutes to put on my goalie equipment. That day, it took me 50 minutes. I hadn't played in 10 years, over 10 years. And I couldn't believe how long it took me to get all that equipment on, and all the other guys. Because you have to remember, we was, back then we were like 20. That's like 40 years ago. Some of the guys were like 70 years old, and but still, we had fun. It was a great day, and people, the guys are still talking about it today. And we plan on, like I told you before, I have a summer reunion. This is our first winter classic, and I plan on doing it again next year. And I've already had some guys on the pace, wanting to come next year to play. So.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah, it looked like you guys were having a ton of fun out there, and like I said, this is absolutely incredible what you've done. Is there any other plans for the future you got for the Rink of Dreams, or are we just is it gonna be like a play by ear kind of thing?
Well, play by ear. There is something I got. Like I told you before the show, I've been getting calls from Canada. They've been seeing it. I've been getting interviews, and a guy who does PR and owns the baseball team up there wants to do an event. I can't really say anything now. He's planning on something for this fall that will happen down here in New York. And he wants to get all the players together again to play a benefit game. But, that's going to, I have no idea when, with all this, COVID,
Right,
stuff
right.
going on. But yeah, and like I said, I'm just I don't know. I'm just so surprised that this has taken off like it has. Like you said, all the people, people I could only dream about seeing, much less actually talking to, NHL coaches,
Yeah, that was the incredible part. Looking through that, I'm like, oh my God, look at some of these names. And I'm like,
yeah,
wow. I mean,
yeah,
this is just
Liam
incredible.
McGuire, he's like the hockey historian of Canada.
Sure.
Him and I talk back and forth on the phone. Goldie Goldthorpe calls me every now and then, and I just can't believe,
Yeah, like I said the other day, you had Gene Ubriaco, I noticed, was in on one of the conversations.
Yep. Mhm.
That's just, it's amazing. It really is, Barry. And I'll be getting a hold of you at some point because, like I said, I got to come down and I got to see this.
And bring your father too. He'd love it.
Oh, thank you very much. I will be there.
Absolutely will. So with that, I'll let you go because I'm sure you got other things to do. But I really appreciate you coming on. And anything we can do to help promote the Rink of Dreams, please, by all means, just let me know. And we're going to be talking about this for some time. So,
well, thank you. And all I really want to do is just to show the players that played in the past that they haven't been forgotten about. And the biggest honor I get is the second year I've held it. A couple of the players who played for the Syracuse Blazers came down and they came up to me and I could see, how emotional they were. And they said, even though they never made it to the big leagues or the Hall of Fame, they consider this the minor league Hall of Fame. And
wow,
they consider this,
that's quite an honor.
and that's a great way to put it. It really is.
I was just shocked. It was like,
Beautiful.
Absolutely.
You certainly deserve it, sir.
Well, Barry, thank you so much. Like I said, I really, truly appreciate you coming on, and I will be in touch. So I'll get down there and check out that Rink of Dreams really soon.
Super.
All right. That's Barry Shelley, everybody. Thanks very much.
Okay, bye.
Take care.